What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyt and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Grandmonster. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Shelty. The map is Ghost Lake. This is game number 4 of the fourth place Shenanigans Champions League Season 2. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there. My golly gosh. Wow. Shelty taking that third game with a really strong Zeus Athena rush. Moving on to game number 4. Sticking with the Zeus here on Ghost Lake and getting the one gold mine spawn. I've got no idea what vetoes had taken place here, but generally speaking, Ghost Lake can be one of those maps for Norse players to have significant advantage on, in that having 2 gold mines is really good against Zeus, because it means they can stay on their base for much longer, not have to deal with that strong Zeus power spike, early Zeus power spike. And we see the sheer amount of boars here as well. He's got 6 boars in his base, which is absolutely huge. Obviously utilized the great hunt god power to do that there. And we'll see what Grandmonster is going to have in store for us this game. What I wouldn't be surprised Shelty goes for in this game is the Hermes Zeus Hermes Centaur Hoplite strat. We've seen it from Ulysses. We've seen it from Skadi. And I expect to see it from Shelty here as well. The reason for this is a lot of players have worked out, a lot of Norse players have really worked out how to deal with a straight Athena rush really nicely. And there's only certain maps where the Athena rush transition into Hera works easily. Ghost Lake isn't necessarily one of them, because you only really ever get access to one extra piece of hunt outside of your base, and that's the caribou. And if you basically need, I want to say, like 2 or 3 lots of these caribou to make the Hera work really nicely, or the follow-up to the Athena rush work very nicely. So we'll see what Shelty's going to do here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hermes. I wouldn't be crazy surprised if we saw Athena either, considering it's still very strong regardless. But we'll see what Shelty's going to have in store for us here. He's building a second storehouse here, so nice job splitting that one up in case Grandmonster wants to use his classical age god power to deal 50 wood worth of damage to Shelty's economy. And now we see the early Jason coming out, possibly going to move over and hit this location here. Haven't actually seen any relics, so I'm surprised to see that coming through. We've got the Ship of Fingernails here, decent relic to grab, and also the Eye of Olmu. That's actually a huge relic to keep away from your opponent if you're going for Athena. And we are seeing Athena here from Shelty. He's going to be moving villagers back off of the food and be finishing up on this location. If he wants to build a military academy, he should be considering building it nice and forward here in this matchup. If you build your military academies in your base, you can find yourself in a little bit of problems with the walking time and you losing your units to raiding cavalry as they're trying to join the main force of the army. Now the Katoskabos coming in here, going to start harassing some of these gatherers. Grandmonster not prepared for the harass, does decide to turn around, get a couple of jabs there onto the Katoskabos there as the Jason going to be coming in and try and pick off this low HP gatherer here. Nice play from Grandmonster to bring in the Skrelling to slow down the Jason. The Katoskabot's going to attempt to get some path blockage happening here, but it's looking as if this gatherer will make it home easily enough. The Raven's going to be chilling on top of these villagers over here. We'll easily see what military building's going to come down here if that's what Shelty wants to decide to do. And we'll see where he's going to throw up his buildings. There's the Minotaur coming up. No second town center just yet. No military buildings just yet. There they go. Military Academy is on its way. And we see just the one at this point. So 1 military academy. Normally we see 2 military buildings when you go for a 430 straight away.
Let's check out the resources. Shelty's does not quite have the wood situation going on. With only five villages on wood, not going to quite be able to afford the archery range shifts because he built 2 houses. You want to build this 45 population house after the archery range normally is the ordering here to make sure everything comes out as quickly and seamlessly as possible. And now we see the Minotaur coming in. There's already 2 Herso here, so this is going to be very, very difficult. We do see the bolt there onto that Valkyrie. Obviously, always going to happen. And it's necessary to make sure it happens because, for one, the Zeus player wants to bolt the Valkyrie. So that's a win for him. But also, the Norse player, the Odin player, and the Thor player want the Valkyrie bolted as well because that means that then they get the Frost Giant in the mid stage of the game alive 100% of the time every time, which is exactly what they want. Nice micro there from Shelty. Poor micro from Grandmonster. Running the raiding cavalry there into the Minotaur. Gets bashed away. Loses almost all its HP. That extra 5 HP there that it has basically saves its life. Looks like it does about 95 hack damage to a raiding cavalry. So we're seeing Grandmonster under pressure yet again. He's starting to make those raiding cavalry, making a 3rd longhouse here. I think instead of the 3rd longhouse, get the tower upgrade, but it's looking like these wall chips and the houses are not being around here, just not quite enough. Now the Hoplite's going to attempt to take down this sentry tower, and this gold mine's got 1,500 gold left in it, as Grandmonster wishes he was playing Thor right now so he could cast that gold mine in his base. He's not got access to the boar either at this point. He is trying to gather from this, though, as the ox cart over here needs to move forward. We see one raiding cavalry getting sniped there as Shelty is just streaming units in. Meanwhile, we've got the raiding cavalry coming over onto this location. Shelty does not care, turning around, fighting these units off with his villages as the army is running absolute muck in Grandmonster's base. I don't know if Grandmonster's going to get many villager kills here if Shelty would micro this at all. Shelty has decided to just retreat back to his base, potentially jump onto his herdables, and Grandmonster taps out in 7 minutes this game. Wow, Shelty's showing us the Athena Rush a 2nd time here, and Grandmonster not able to defend against it. No attempt at walling over here. No attempt at really protecting this high priority tower. He did chuck up wall segments. You are only allowed to put 4 there, but he's got houses back here. Put the houses here. Get watchtowers. It's not hard. You don't get set back that far by getting watchtowers. I don't understand. There's a couple of players who play at the top level in Age of Mythology who are so vehemently opposed to putting 300 resources into a technology that you would otherwise get later in the game anyways. And they lose tons of games because of it. You just gotta, if you're getting rushed, you just gotta get the towers, accept the fact that you need to get the towers, and then make sure you don't lose the towers. That way, you hold on, and then you win the game later, and you feel great because you spent those 300 resources investment into your security. It's like you've got your insurance, and you're just waiting for the payout because you know your opponent's going to lose units to it if they want to push in here. This tower here would have easily paid for itself, killed 3, 4, 5 units in this push, and Grandmonster would still be alive, still fine. But Shelty levels the series there with the quickest comeback I've seen. Will Shelty be able to complete the reverse sweep here? We'll move on to game number 5 to find out. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.